Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. So if you are looking for different ways to potentially make some extra cash right now without dealing with the headache of a multi-week corporate interview process, I completely understand. A lot of us tend to look at these mainstream apps like DoorDash or Uber, but those particular markets can get so crowded depending on where you're located, where you are, where your area is across the US, that it often feels very tough to even land a good shift. Today, we're going to be looking at 5 platforms that don't get talked about as much. So we have a balanced mix of 2 remote online options that you can try from home and 3 physical local options. And so what makes these unique is that they feature accelerated payout structures, meaning that you can request your money within 24 hours after finishing your job. So we're going to break down how they generally work, how to apply, and the honest pros and cons to give you a realistic view before you go ahead and you sign up. Now, just zooming out for a quick minute, if you recognize my face here, then you might know me from my main channel, Boss from Home, where I do a lot of financial commentary. A while back, I used to post job and career content over there because behind the scenes, I'm actually a resume professional and I love doing that. That's like my passion. I spent years studying and working alongside some of the top experts in the employment industry. But to be honest with you, I kind of paused on making those particular job videos for a while because I hit a wave of insecurity about it all. The job market became so chaotic and the platform itself was just very unpredictable and confusing. So even people that were very, seasoned within the industry were scratching their heads trying to figure out what was really going on. So I just didn't want to add to the noise. And so I kind of pulled back and decided to listen and carefully execute my next step. But watching so many people still struggling in the trenches of the job hunt really made me realize that I don't want to just sit on this information anymore. I'm actually ready to step back into the ring and share everything that I know with hopes that it actually still helps people out there who are still in the fight, fighting the good fight. And so I built this new channel here as a clean slate. So every Tuesday and Thursday, be on the lookout. I'm going to be dropping real, legitimate opportunities. We'll be covering a lot of the things that we used to, reputable companies that are looking for remote workers, real, legitimate, flexible gigs that let you move around a little bit, like the ones that we're featuring in today's video, and even in-person opportunities. Because sometimes in this economy, you just have to adjust your expectations a little bit. So I'll be sharing just a wide variety of different opportunities. So if you are down for an honest, transparent career strategy without all of the fluff, then definitely make sure that you are tuned in by subscribing to our new little cute community. I'm so happy to see you here. Thank you so much. Now let's continue into our next segment. So if you prefer a nice remote vibe where you can just put your headphones on and listen to audio files and type out what you hear, this first option is going to be right up your alley. So first up, we have OneForma. So this is basically a global platform that offers flexible, project-based digital work. So they focus heavily on things like audio transcription, which is basically you listening to a short clip and typing out what you hear. And they also have tasks that surround search engine optimization and also map evaluation. So because they deal with independent contractors all across the globe, they use an integrated payment system that allows you to request your project earnings on an accelerated schedule once your milestones get approved by the project manager. So in order to apply, you would go ahead and head on over to oneforma.com and then you would click Join Us. So from there, you'll create an account and fill out the profile, highlighting your native languages and your skill sets. So once you're inside of the dashboard, you get to browse the jobs tab. And each project has its own specific guidelines and a quick certification quiz to prove that you actually understand the formatting rules. So once you pass a project quiz, you can go ahead and apply to join that active work rotation. And so the big upside here is the flexibility. So the work is 100% remote. You can work at any hour of the day and they handle global currencies very well. But the downside here is the project consistency. So a lot of tasks come in batches, meaning that you might have a whole bunch of transcription work the first week, and then you might have to wait a little bit for the next project to open up. Also, passing these certification quizzes does require a bit of focused reading. So that's just to give you a balanced view. Okay, so if you are someone who always has an opinion on how a certain website looks, and you don't mind sharing your screen and maybe speaking your thoughts out loud into a microphone, then take a look at this next remote option. So next here is Userlytics, which focuses on website and application usability testing. So this is basically useful because brands need to know if their digital layouts, like their websites or their apps, are easy to navigate before they actually launch them to the public. So for this, you share your screen, you turn on your mic, and you talk out loud while you navigate a test site. So you might note things like this sign up button is maybe a little hard to find. And so these tests usually take you about 15 to 20 minutes, and the funds are typically processed to your PayPal after the client reviews and also approves your recorded session. So in order to apply, you would go on over to userlytics.com and then click on tester sign up. And so you do need a laptop or a desktop computer while you work on a microphone, a webcam, and of course, stable internet connection. And so after entering your basic demographics, they will ask you to complete a short unpaid practice test. So this is basically to ensure that your audio is clear and that you know how to speak your thoughts out loud. Once their team reviews and approves your practice sample, which usually takes a few days, they will start emailing you test invitations based on your profile. And so the upside here is the payout per minute of work. So if you secure a test slot, the amount that they pay can actually be quite fair for 15 minutes of you sharing your opinion. But the con here is the availability. So you are basically fighting demographic filters. So a company might only want to test users who live in a specific region or maybe use a specific phone model. And so you won't exactly qualify for every single invitation that's sent to you. Okay, so if you have a background in restaurants, hospitality, or even customer service, and you want to maybe pick up same day shifts at maybe local venues and get paid the exact same day, then this next platform is a great resource for you. So shifting over to local in-person work, gig number 3, we're going to talk about Qwick. So this app basically connects independent workers with hospitality venues, hotels, event spaces, and even restaurants that need immediate shift coverage, like maybe someone called out or just didn't show up for whatever reason. So you can find shifts that fill roles like hosting or even event staffing, prep, cooking, or even dishwashing. So the fun feature here is that earnings are structured to hit your account direct deposit on the very same day that your shift ends. So in order to apply and get started, you will download the Qwick app on your phone. And because you are working in active culinary and event environments, onboarding requires you to upload a photo of your government issued ID, and also a clear background check is included. So the initial step may take maybe about 10 minutes, and the verification check usually clears within 2 to 3 business days. So once you are approved, you can instantly view and also claim open shifts that you see within your city. So the upside with this app is the speed and variety. So getting your direct deposit the same day that you finish a shift is so rare in the staffing world, and it's really a great way to try out different restaurant and maybe hospitality environments. And the con here is professional presentation and reliability. So if you accept a shift and you fail to show up, the app has strict penalty policies that can actually lock your account. So you need to make sure that you have, proper attire that's required by the venue, like for example, a black button-up shirt or even non-slip shoes. Okay, so if you enjoy staying active, you like to be on your feet, working as a part of a team, and you don't mind doing a little heavy lifting to help someone transition into their new home, then you're definitely going to want to check out this next gig. Okay, so gig number 4 is Bellhop. So if you don't mind getting your hands dirty and heavy lifting, Bellhop connects independent workers with local people who need to move, between apartments or loading rental trucks or even maybe rearranging heavy furniture. So they use mobile clock-ins. Their independent contractor pay structure features, rapid deposit processing that aims to hit your account within a day of completing that physical move. So in order to apply, you would download the Dolly or Bellhop app, specifically looking for the part that says become a mover page on bellhop.com. So you'll apply as a mover, and if you can comfortably lift heavy cargo, or you can apply as a driver if you own a larger truck or a van. So you do need to submit your ID, banking details for the deposits, and complete a standard screening process. So once you're approved, you can go ahead and view the local job board and claim moving slots that fit your particular schedule. So the earning potential per job can be very strong here because it is very demanding physical work, and customers, they frequently add tips onto the base pay if you provide a smooth moving experience. So it really does pay off. And the clear con here is the physical toll. So it's not just, some casual task. You are moving couches, you're navigating stairs, you're actually working on your feet. So safety and physical stamina are also very necessary. Okay, and finally, if you love to shop for groceries, you're that rare person that loves to food shop and you like to run errands, but you also want to actually build your own repeat client base and maybe even set your own delivery fees instead of being stuck at the mercy of a random app algorithm, this last option here is a huge game changer. So finally, we are talking gig number 5, which is Dumpling. So while a lot of mainstream food apps treat you like, an entry-level delivery driver, Dumpling is fundamentally different. So it lets you run your very own mini grocery shopping and delivery business all from your phone. You get to set your own delivery fees, you get to choose which local stores you are willing to shop at, and you get to build a roster of repeat private clients. So if you choose to upgrade to their Pro plan subscription, they unlock an integrated Stripe instant payout feature that will transfer your earnings to a supported debit card just 30 minutes after you close an order. So in order to apply, you would go to dumpling.us and download the Dumpling Grocery Boss app. You'll also register your business name, which can be your name. You can set your pricing structure and request your official Dumpling Boss credit card, which will be used to buy the groceries at checkout. So once you activate the physical card, you can basically market your custom URL link to local clients and list your service on the Dumpling marketplace so that local shoppers can find you. So the upside here is the total independence. So you're not at the mercy of some random algorithm. You can own the client relationships that you build. You also get to charge what you believe your labor is worth, and you never have to compete with a sea of other drivers for that same particular order. And the down here is that you have to treat this like a real business. So since you are not, just an app employee, you actually have to actively find your clients, your first few clients, whether that's maybe posting in a local neighborhood group or actually telling your friends and family. So before we wrap up, I do want to have a real moment with you guys, because when you're looking for flexible work or even income, it can be very easy to run into scams if you're not careful. The internet has a lot of bad actors out there who tend to target people who are looking for work. So number one, legitimate platforms should never charge you an upfront fee in order to work. So while apps like Dumpling have optional premium business subscription tiers, a traditional platform should never make you have to pay just in order to submit a job application or even to unlock training materials. Also, watch out for the check cashing scams that are around right now. So if an unverified online employer emails you, like say a digital check, and then tells you to deposit it, buy office equipment, and then from a specific link will then send back the leftover balance to you, don't continue. The check will most likely bounce within just a few days. Your bank will reverse the funds and you could be out of luck. So always protect your personal data. Only type your tax information or your ID verification into a secure portal or officially encrypted app portal. So if someone is asking you to text them photos of your social security card or your ID over casual messaging apps like WhatsApp or Telegram, don't proceed. So the job market in 2026 has a lot of unique flexibility, but it also does require you doing some careful research in order to find the right platforms that will actually fit your life and your goals. So in our next video, we're going to be stepping away from the gig economy and more so talking about companies that are hiring. And I'm also going to add a few tips on how you can fix up your resume so that you can better stand out. So do let me know in the comments section down below if maybe you prefer these remote online tasks or maybe local physical gigs. And also, I do want to know what kind of jobs you are looking for, when you're scrolling the job boards. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for joining us once again. Don't forget to hit subscribe to join our brand new community. Be sure to share with everyone that you know, anyone who maybe is looking for or maybe needs a new job. I am so excited to see you here, and I hope to see you in the next video, which will be coming out on Thursday. So stay tuned. Thanks so much. Love you guys so much. Thank you for joining us here, and we will chat soon.